What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Tactical Pineapple Live, where this week I promise I'm feeling it a little more than last week. So if last week confused you, fuck, apologize. Was not feeling it. Totally fucked that show up, but it's all right. We had fun in the process and totally rickrolled the shit out of some individuals. But hey, it's a new Friday. It's a new fucking day. We're here to have some fun. And we actually have a guest this week. If you didn't read the title of the video, if you didn't read the description, which there's probably nothing in the description saying it because I'm lazy and sometimes forget that shit. But we do have a guest this week, and it is the one, the only Zach James. He's in the chat. He's also on the stream now.
Yes,
Welcome to the
hello.
show, sir.
Thank you for having me, man. It's good to be back.
Yeah, we this is not your first time to the show, but it's your first time to the shit show, right? You came on as a panelist. We managed to pull that show off pretty damn well. It was a good time. We did better than I thought we were going to do. And you were one of the great panelists that we had. But you have some upcoming stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to reach out to him and I'm going to say, hey, come on, promote your stuff. Come on. People liked you. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, man, that panel was great. Had a great time talking with the panelists. Everyone brought a good, unique side to the table. All in support of the overall message, and I was happy and honored to be part of it. And when you reached out, I remember you're like, hey, I know you're super busy, but you want to get on here? Of course, I want to get back on here. I had a great time last time. Gives me a platform to shamelessly plug my own stuff. Why wouldn't I?
Absolutely. Speaking of shamelessly plugging yourself, Instagram at author Zach James, on Facebook at Zach James. You're one of many, but if you look, you can see his face right here. You'll see him and you'll find him on Facebook if that's where you want to find him. But yeah, most of your stuff is on Instagram, correct?
Yes. The majority of my posts are on Instagram. And then I remember that I have a Facebook page, and I even recently started using Twitter again. That's just at author Zach James as well. It's a beautifully done artist rendition of myself by the incredibly talented at Tio Alex Art. He makes me look 1,000 times more heroic and manly than I actually am in his art. So I'm infinitely thankful for that. But yeah, I'd say 99% of what I put out there is on Instagram, just because it's the easiest and the most fun to do. And that's where I have the most interaction with. So that's
Right.
where I sort of hang my hat.
It definitely, if it's the place you have the most interaction, it's definitely usually the most fun.
Oh, absolutely.
So
And that's how I make great people like you.
yeah, absolutely. And if you have an artist that can make you look better, then I'm gonna have to reach out because I need an artist who can take about 200 pounds off me. Show me the motivation that I'm looking for to get to the next level. So we talked about it a little bit in the last show. Obviously, I'm a big dude. I'm looking to fix that a little bit, get a little more exercise in my life, and get better, healthier for my kids. That's what I got to do. So
do it up, man. It's all those little things that you do that add up to those big changes.
Oh yeah, the little things. I spent $1,300 on a fucking bike today.
Yeah, you were telling me that the other night.
A pedal bike. But hey, you know what? It'll support my fat ass, and then when I'm skinnier, it'll support my skinnier fat ass. So that's what needs to happen. It's all good.
Ain't nothing you can't do. Man.
Right? Pedaling. If I'm not moving, then I'm not losing. So now my brand here, my signature, the penetration video, has gone from being the comedic joke on my show to being the perpetual worst nightmare. If you're not familiar, and I know the majority of people here are familiar, but I didn't do it during the panel because it wasn't really very appropriate. But I'm going to introduce you now to penetration.
Penetration! You didn't like that? Oh, what about this? Penetration!
Yeah, penetration.
Now I don't know that video in a minute.
Right, great. I'm glad that you knew the original clip, the original video. Edited it down, did some backtracking, made it some funky stuff for the show, but absolute fucking nightmare. Especially when I look at the bike that I got today and I'm like, huh, there's a suspension on the seat post. Yeah, damn, man. Luckily, I've been insured both by my insurance company, and then also ushered, because I'm going to use the right word, that the bike seat that I got, the post, everything is very secure, very firm, and will support me, based on the very candid discussions I've had with them. Like, dude, I'm fat. Like, I'm a big dude. I need to lose weight. So this is my situation.
I don't know,
And
man.
they're like,
You might want to JB weld some extra steel plates onto that thing just to make doubly sure.
luckily I work in a steel fab shop, so we're gonna make some new seat pans. We're gonna get some new stuff up underneath there. It's gonna be like 3/4 inch, 500 AR 500 steel up under that motherfucker, just in case somebody decides to get a fucking hankering to shove a freaking 12 gauge slug in my seat post or something.
Woof. No, thank you. Oh, what a way to go that would be. No, thank you.
It's those videos where you see him just straight up get penetrated, and it's the fake one. It's got the spring release, all that stuff. But it's like, what if that was a shotgun shell at the bottom of that, right? It comes down and hits a fucking nail, and
dude, that would make a badass way to freaking take someone out.
I bet you the video would go viral. Hey, anybody looking to get famous, we can give you your last ride.
Imagine doing that with some of the wild shit too, like a dragon's breath round or something.
But it wouldn't. I mean, it would definitely destroy you. But would it kill you? I don't know. Burn you up inside out, right? Magnesium burns pretty hot.
So with that, I don't know, but like if you just did like a straight up slug, freaking man, that thing would rip you apart.
Right.
Oh man, I love zebra cakes.
I can't see. This is the thing. Like, I'm a big dude. I don't like sweets. I don't like chips. I don't drink soda unless it's got whiskey in it. I mean, that may be my problem, but
well, no, man, that's a big thing for me, was because I started cutting weight about a month and a half ago, and I freaking love soda. Like, it's bad how much I like soda. But I just stopped drinking it, and because of all that sugar that I'm not intaking anymore, right. It's made a huge difference in both physical appearance and how I feel. It's like, oh, I'm not sluggish all the time now. This is great.
Yeah, no. Bukaki says something you need to get a good seat, something that prevents chafing while pedaling. Takes some of the fun out of those long rides when chafing starts. Trust me. I'm not so worried about long rides yet. I'm just worried about rides, period. We're not doing long rides. I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So I got a kid that's on a stride bike and a kid that's on, believe it or not, and I said this last week too, my daughter, we went and got her size. She's 4 years old. Got her size. She's on a 20-inch bike now because she's that tall. It's like, you're on fucking training wheels. You're 4. And you're on a 20-inch regular bike. Like, I didn't have a 20-inch bike until I was 18. Like, that's ridiculous. And that's just because I had like an 18-inch fucking Haro or something, and I was one of those dumb kids, but
you're talking to the guy who, when he finally learned how to ride a bike, he didn't he wasn't paying attention and didn't steer when there was a curve in the road, so he just drove straight into a ditch. I'm laying there, all fucking bikes on top of me. I'm in the brambles, all my back's wet. My parents are laughing their asses off. Yeah, well, look at this fucking dumbass kid that we're raising.
It's all right. Nobody's kids are intelligent.
No. I'm still amazed that I got past the age of 12.
I would agree. I'm amazed that you made it past 12 too. But no, it's nobody's kid is intelligent, and anybody who says I've got a genius child is full of shit. Like, my kids have really smart moments, really, really fucking smart moments, and then they'll turn around and lick the wall. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what it is? It's
you're super intelligent. You know exactly what all the animals are. You can write your name. You can do the letters. We went to a farm today, and she's fucking sticking her hands in her mouth right after a chicken shit on her. It's like,
hey, it builds up that immune system.
I'm okay with that. The building of the immune system part. Yeah. Or Mrs. Pineapple says, or shits in a trash can. No joke. My wife wakes me up the other night, and she goes, any idea why there's a big pile of poop in the garbage can in our bathroom? Like, not a clue. And I went back to bed. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it. The next day I'm coming home from work and I'm like, God damn it. My daughter asked me to wipe her ass and there was no shit in the toilet. And I didn't even question it. Like, and it literally hit me. I'm like, my daughter shit in a fucking garbage can. So I'm coming home and I tell the wife that when I get home and she's like, are you serious? And I asked my daughter and she's like, no. And then I asked her again, yes. I'm like, did you really? No. And then the next day she told my wife, I did, mommy, I did. Why did you poop in the trash can? I don't know. I wanted to. What the fuck is wrong with you? It literally, the worst part is she shit in the garbage can and then she got on the toilet and asked me to wipe her.
You know what? Almost got away with it. The perfect crime.
It would have been the perfect crime, except for where's that smell coming from?
Yeah.
I don't have a good nose. My wife, on the other hand, she can smell somebody who smoked pot 6 feet away. Like, and they did it like 3 weeks ago in the same clothes that they washed 14 times. She'll catch that shit. But speaking of pot, it's through the House nationally, right? So now it goes to Senate, then it goes to the commander and thief. What are your thoughts? Legalized marijuana nationally.
So I will be happy when marijuana is legalized nationally, purely because it'll shut all the potheads up.
Okay.
I don't smoke. I've smoked the occasional cigar. That's about it. But I have, I really don't have a dog in the fight because I just never really gave a shit. I think it'll be good for the reasons that it's already sort of been made kosher. It'll make it easier for people who maybe don't have diagnosed medical issues that pot helps with, or dealing with anxiety and things like that. I think that's good for it to be for it, to be more readily accessible. But I really don't have a dog in the fight.
No, I don't really care either. I think it's just one of those things, like everything should be legal in the first place. It's a step in the right direction. I personally don't care if you want to do heroin and kill yourself with it. Like, that's your choice, right? Just,
yeah.
The problem I have with most of the illegal substances, illegal drugs, is because it creates a trade that creates a problem, and it creates subsidies and shitty neighborhoods based on just garbage.
It creates more and more federal agencies.
Yeah, we need way more of those, right? We just need so much more control. Although we could use some more control by the FCC, right? Federal Communications Commission could probably get involved in some stuff. Maybe Disney could be stepped or walked back a little bit. That'd be nice.
Oh yeah, that whole thing is just a disaster. But I mean, I can't be surprised because, like, basically all of Hollywood, is just a thinly veiled, haven for degeneracy like that.
Oh, come on. It's not as if there's like 13 to 15 child predators who actually have Grammys or anything like that.
No. Perish the thought. That could never happen.
Absolutely.
They would vet their people before that would happen.
Nobody would bitch slap anybody on stage.
Oh, please. I'm still 98% convinced that he didn't even make contact.
I actually believe he did. And the reason I believe he did is because, frankly, there's no reason to lie about it in the first place. But I don't know.
Oh, no, I can see what you're pulling up on the other screen.
Yeah. Yep. You're going to see it. If I can get it to... There we go. Open original. We'll do that. We'll go right on over here. And that's not what I wanted to do. Come on now. There. Thinking is difficult right now. So yeah, I'm going to share the screen because I know you guys can see a little bit of it, but it's going to come up over here. The conversation of Disney. My whole thing is they should try harder to maybe not make it so fucking obvious. I don't know if everybody sees it. I know anybody in the Discord who's been in the chat has seen it now probably and can't unsee it. Fact of the matter is, this is a legitimate Disney gift card for $100. And tell me Mickey isn't staring at a giant blue cock like he wants to fucking jump down on a fucking all-you-can-eat buffet. Like, he is staring at that. That's like, it's not Minnie Mouse, man. He's holding and ready to stroke the shit out that cock. So, just saying. Bukaki says it shouldn't be blue with his hand wrapped around it. Well, you don't know if he's been restricted or not. We'll just say that. Plus, besides, who are you, the cartoon cock police? Jesus.
Hey, the CCP. It works on multiple levels.
There you go. The CCP, cartoon cock police. That is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it's unacceptable.
And it's it's where we are in 2022. It's open, it's obvious, and they don't even try to fucking hide it no more, man. Absolutely insane. They're just putting it out there like it's whatever.
No, it's because they're trying to normalize it.
Exactly. And I mean, they even got caught saying it. So there's been Zoom calls leaked saying, oh, yeah, no, I've been putting that stuff in and we're just trying to normalize it and make it as easy as possible. We're subjugating them. And then even saw today something from the New York Times, some people writing in just saying, well, maybe it's not so bad that they're doing that, right? Maybe we should be more worried about people who are teaching spirituality to their children because sexuality is natural. It comes naturally to people from the time they're born. They're sexual beings. It's like, number one, you just called a child a sexual being. And number two, you're comparing sexuality to spirituality. So here, I want to teach you how to suck cock versus here, I want to teach you how to pray to something of a higher power.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say God or whatever. It's a higher power.
It's to your deity of choice.
Right, exactly. But people are comparing the two things like, well, one's natural, which it is. I will say that they're not wrong in saying that sexuality is a natural process.
But it's natural once you hit fucking puberty.
Right. Right.
Almost like this. And I'm about to say the bad word. They hate it. Almost like it's biological.
Oh. No, they accept biological now, remember?
Do they? Last time I checked, biology.
The argument is that they're okay with biology. However, gender is not biological.
Oh, yes, because the chromosomes lie.
Yeah. Sex is biological. Gender is not.
Didn't they catch like 25 employees of Disney involved with sex trafficking minors?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah. They did catch, I don't know if it was 25 exactly. I know for a fact that just recently the sheriff's department in the Orlando area did arrest 4 individuals for trafficking in child sex and child pornography, as well as potentially being associated with a child sex trafficking ring. Now, doesn't look very good for Disney. But I'm going to go ahead and say this too. Every single giant employer probably has problems like this. Like, I'm not defending Disney in that, but there's a good chance if you employ 20,000 people that you're going to have some fucking asshats working for you. There's a good possibility of it. Now, is it very inconvenient that it happens to be Disney and that it happens to happen all the fucking time? Yes. Maybe you need to reevaluate your hiring processes. Maybe you need to take a look at who you got fucking working with you. Just saying, there's a good chance that Disney doesn't know what's happening, but there's a really good chance that Disney's turning a blind eye to some of the red flags that they should be seeing.
Well, I mean, we are also talking about a park that, nowadays caters to a large population of adults who go there without children because they're obsessed with Disney and Pixar and all that.
Drinking around the world, though. Drinking around the world sounds like fucking fun to me. I mean, I would go to the Disney park to go and drink beers and shit from all around the world. That's an actual attraction.
I guess I'm just in the outlying of just I have zero fucking desire to ever, like, if I have kids, yeah, sure, but like on my own, who gives a fuck? You know,
I do understand people who are interested in the stuff. Like they bought a bunch of shit that's really, good stuff. There was. I mean, they own the whole Star Wars franchise, right?
oh, they're doing wonders with that.
I'm not saying the movies are great, but I mean, The Mandalorian doesn't exist without it.
I still haven't watched it. I've heard great things. I still
It's
haven't watched
absolutely a good movie or a good show. I think so. And the Book of Boba Fett wasn't bad either.
I heard mixed reviews about that one, but I still need to watch them. I think I've got my brother's Disney Plus still on my Xbox. I'll have to look and see if I do.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind either of those shows. The Mandalorian was interesting, and I liked that they interwove the Mandalorian into the Book of Boba Fett as far as going into the next season. So they literally teased the Mandalorian 3 in season 3 in the Book of Boba Fett. So I thought it was good, but again, it's kind of supporting Disney, which makes me kind of fucking feel dirty at some point with all this bullshit. But what are you gonna do?
I mean,
you gotta support somebody, which is why I support Zach James.
Dude, that was a fucking great segue.
Dude, wasn't it? Right?
Game recognized game. That was really well done.
And we're gonna talk again for a minute about your stuff, because April 22nd, you release Wetwork.
Yes. So April 22nd is the release date for Wetwork. I actually have a copy with the finalized cover art that just came in today. If I can get it to not reflect. Shout out to my buddy Eric Lanes, Esoteric on Instagram, and Bandito Bill. So Eric did the actual photography. As you can see, my beautiful mug is up there modeling for this one. He did the photography for Book 2's cover, and then Bandito Bill, who is incredibly talented, he actually did the art editing. He did the modeling for Deception, but he did the editing for the artwork on both of these books. So yeah, Wetwork is a direct sequel to Deception, which was my first book that came out in June of last year. It picks up 2 months after the story, and it's a direct continuation of where things left off at the end of book number 1.
Fair. So what you're saying is you're an extremely hardworking author. Less than 365 days. I mean, I know the pandemic and everything was in there and all that bullshit that kept everybody locked up, but 2 books in a year is fucking incredible.
Well, thank you very much.
And they're not little books either. I think Wetwork is listed at 285 pages.
Let's see. Without the glossary in the paperback, it comes out to 305 pages.
305. All right.
That's the paperback version. I know the Kindle version is listed as different.
Yeah,
I don't know how the
conversion is. I can only see the Kindle version right now and the details of it because
for some reason
Amazon does that.
For some reason, Amazon, and I'm trying to figure out how to get around this for book number 3, which is coming out in May of next year. It's because right now I can only put the books up for pre-order before their release date on Kindle. I don't know if it's just because I'm an indie author that's doing it himself, or if there's some form I need to fill out to be like, hey, I'm actually putting out these finished products for pre-order. I'm not just trying to grift people out of their money. I've got some more research to do on that.
I think and this is no shame to the game because I know how you doing. You getting the pre-reads and stuff like that. From what I understand from other people I know who write, in order to get a pre-order for physical copies on Amazon, they have to have the physical copies in hand. So you have to have gone through the pre-print process, the print process, everything. They get the books and then you're post-releasing basically once everything is completed, and they have to have a certain number on hand before they'll allow you to do a pre-order, because if you do a month out pre-order, 2 month out pre-order, a person's already paid for it, then it becomes an Amazon issue, and the refunds and everything like that just become logistically problematic.
Interesting, because I know that for these, it's print on demand after it's released. Actually, a cool thing that not a lot of people know about is if you flip to the very back, it'll even tell you the date it was printed on. So this physical book was printed on April 7th, So yesterday.
Nice.
Hey, operator Tony, how you doing, man? But yeah, so there's some difference in size and all that when you go from paperback to Kindle to hardback. But yeah, to part the kimono a little bit, because we were talking about how 2 books in the span of less than a year. These books, particularly the first 3 in the series, they have all been in the works for the last it's been 10 years now since I first came up with the original idea of Deception, and actually it'll be 10 years in like the June-July time frame since I wrote the first thing that would eventually become Wetwork.
Right.
So I've had a lot of time working on these things and revising them and editing and rewriting. I mean, they're totally different from how they started out, which I think is a great thing, because I look back on like the first, second, third versions of these and I'm like, this is terrible. I didn't know what I was writing about because I didn't have any real world experience. I was horrible at writing dialogue. Everything was really stilted and people don't talk like this. Couldn't write female characters for some reason back then. So I'm thankful that I've had the chance to really be able to flesh it out as much as I have, for both turning them into what I like to think of what people have told me are good stories that I can then achieve that annual release to keep people happy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I enjoyed Deception. It had been a long time since I've been into like reading like the military, thriller type novels, which is kind of like, I don't remember exactly how you have them listed, but it's like, it's an interesting, it's just a good, very enthralling story. It like keeps you into it.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that.
I think
I'm glad to
I've
hear you
said it
enjoyed it.
before. I compare it very close to like the old Tom Clancy stuff. Which to me is
Back when he was actually writing his books.
yeah, but even the older stuff, not like I guess when he was writing his books and when there weren't other people doing it and he was just releasing it under his name. I would never say an individual does that. Just saying. But
ghostwriting is a thing. I mean, how do you think Tom Clancy books is still coming out? You know, 9 years after his unfortunate passing.
Right. It's a good. I liked your story, right? And it just kept you interested and kept me going, and it brought me back to that kind of wanting to read those stories, and I just don't have time for it. But I'm making time for Wetwork when it comes out, which is even better because it comes out literally 4 days into a business trip. So I'm going to be completely beat, completely destroyed, but I'll have it completely ready to go downloaded before I have to get back on a fucking plane.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that it'll be able to help that. And I want to say thank you because, I'm a firm believer that, time is the one commodity that we don't have more of and that we don't get back. So it means a lot that even though you don't read a whole lot, you're willing to take the time to read my stuff. I mean, that's the biggest, honor that an author can get. So thank you very much for that.
Hey, I enjoy reading it too more than I enjoy like listening to a book. Listen on tape. I listen to books on tape while I'm at work, just to pass time. But if I'm actually reading it, it means I'm actually enjoying it. So that's a big deal to me.
Well, I will say because I love audiobooks, and I am I understand how the proper narrator can make or break a story based on how they do it. And I want to give a quick shout out to the narrator who did the work for Deception, Matt Williamson, for the Audible version. He killed it. He absolutely just, his audition, he was the second audition. No, he was the first audition I got when I put out the open casting call. His audition was wonderful. And, he set a high bar that he then pole vaulted over for the rest of the production. And I'm super excited to get him back for Wetwork. We've already been in the talks for that for the Audible version. So for those who enjoy audiobooks, I highly recommend listening to that. Because it's my own story, and of course I'm going to plug it a little bit. Also because he does a phenomenal job as a voice actor.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. It's hard to find a good voice actor, or at least even a good voice to read it. Because there's people who have great voices, great radio voices, who can get out there and do something like that. Not saying I'm one of them. I'm not a radio voice at all. But some people come to listen, apparently. But at the same time, being able to read aloud while recording is an amazing, I'd say, skill, but it's a gift a lot of people don't have. Some people don't have the ability to carry intonation and, like, based on the previous wordings and how things were going, carry a pace that actually keeps up right.
Oh yeah, and then to actually go through and act it out too, like you said, the intonation, because the way I write, I might say there's a quote and then it's he said angrily. So now they might have to go back, if they don't get it from context, they have to go back and reread it,
Right.
in a different tone. And I don't know how many times he had to go back and do different takes because it is seamless. Like it's weird, and but it's good that I can get so giddy over this awesome performance of something that I created.
Right. Manuel's COD channel says, I know, you always say it's COD. I always say COD because I don't care. That guy did an awesome job. He had me hooked for the 2 times I went through the book.
Hey, Manuel, I didn't see you in here. Good to see you in here. Thanks for hopping in, man.
And then the goddamn bacon says, give yourself credit, TP. You have a great voice for print.
Great voice for print, great face for radio, right?
Exactly. Man against Mass's ass, if negative coof test is still required to fly. No, I don't believe so. I don't believe one was ever actually required to fly as long as you were staying inside of the States.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Inside of the States. So I'm literally flying from Wisconsin to Charlotte and then driving from Charlotte to South Carolina. And just because I didn't feel like trying to take 3 fucking transfers, because it was so bad. It was like, well, you could fly out of this airport and you could fly into this airport that's only 8 minutes away from your destination. Well, that sounds great to me. Let's take a look. Okay, you're going to fly from Wisconsin, and then you're going to fly down to Charlotte, North Carolina, and then, or no, it was Atlanta. So I got to go through Atlanta, which is the worst fucking airport in the world. And then I got to fly from Atlanta to Detroit.
Oh.
And then from Detroit down to the airport. That sounds amazing. Let's fly down there, fly back, and then back down there. Yeah. Makes no fucking sense. But this is how airports work. I don't get it. I don't know how they make money. It makes less sense than the fucking post office.
There's a reason somehow they stay
alive.
So, well, they stay alive because they get bailed out.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. But many, i.e., most airlines require a mask. Yes, I probably will have to wear a mask. Unfortunately, I don't get a choice. I'm headed for business, so I can't even say, fuck you, I'm just going to drive. I got 2 other people going with me, so I'd rather fly than drive with 2 coworkers. Okay, it's like 13 hours. Too. It's not happening. So we're going to fly. Chamber Defense is in here yet, I think. Somebody said, hey, at Chamber Defense. Maybe he's still here. Maybe he is. Yeah, there he is. A couple minutes ago. Must not be too busy in the hospital tonight, which is great. Man Against Meth says headed to Vegas in a couple of weeks. We did have to have a negative test in September of 2020. Maybe you did.
I think it might be an airline thing because I flew 4 times. I took 2 trips last year, and both were on Southwest, and we had to be masked up the whole time, but we didn't have to have negative tests or anything.
Yeah. The goddamn bacon says, does it have to be an actual face diaper, or can you wear a neck gaiter or bandana? It just has to be a face covering, which is absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure the only thing you can't wear are women's underwear, because then they call the cops on you. And yeah, I get it.
Go in wearing a full ass gas mask.
I've literally, it's no joke. My wife works in the medical field and she's required to wear a mask all the time. I told her, I said, just get a fucking gas mask. I'll buy you a fucking Israeli gas mask right now and head on in there. So it never happened, but it was ridiculous because it was like she even got in trouble one time because she got exposed to COVID by a hard case, and it was a hard exposure because she wasn't wearing the proper eye protection at the time. So she was wearing her regular glasses, no side shields, right? And this lady coughed and she was exposed and whatever. And they gave her a bunch of shit about it because she wasn't wearing eye protection. The proper eye protection are safety glasses that have air vents in the side holes.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. You're getting more exposure, if anything, because now there's a airway that lets them in, and then they're locked in there because they're vented. It's like a fastback Mustang, but backwards.
Yeah, nothing makes sense anymore, man.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi kisses people with COVID. We all know that now. Yeah. The wife has to actually wear the full face diapers. She's wearing the N95s yet, and she's mad at me because I don't have to wear one, but she still has to, and it's absolutely insane that we're at this point. But COVID still exists, guys. And now she's coming up on the time frame where since she had COVID, but it's been almost more than 90 days, that she's going to have to go back to weekly fucking testing because apparently in the state of Wisconsin, we're still over 3% population with COVID.
Well, have you seen the videos that are coming out recently of China with their latest COVID outbreak, where it's literally everyone is locked down like 24/7, and they've got like the dog drones and the quad rotor drones it's something straight out of a fucking movie where they're going and they've got speakers attached, and it's a stereotypical calm, female voice going on about stay in your homes, keep doors locked, keep windows locked, fight your soul. There was one where it was like, fight your soul's desire for freedom. Don't interact with your neighbors. It's literally some dystopian shit, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
Look it up sometime.
It's insane. I'm sure in China it's even worse, especially if you're a Uyghur. But
well, that's a whole different. That's actually. So I have a story planned. It's way down the line that focuses on that issue. Basically, the elevator pitch is a bunch of special forces guys cross overland into China from Afghanistan, and basically start doing the quintessential Green Beret mission of building up a local force of Uyghurs to start combating the Chinese. Nice. It's probably a good thing I'm self-publishing because I have no love lost.
Disney's not going to back that book at all.
No, definitely not.
Most companies aren't because, well, China.
Oh, just wait till you see the things I write about China in book number 3.
Now you got me hooked. I'm already fucking looking. All right. When is this thing going to be on Amazon for a reminder? Because
book number 3 will be coming out. Hold on, I've got a spreadsheet. Let me pull it. I got a
spreadsheet. We're going to do this right. Your nerd is showing. I got a spreadsheet for that.
I mean, I was
so before you became an author, maybe even while you're an author, what is your day job?
I am a data analyst as a contractor for the government.
There you go. He's got a spreadsheet for that, folks.
My whole job is spicy spreadsheets. So
spreadsheets.
Book
so
number
they even
3,
include pivot tables.
Yeah, I hate fucking pivot tables.
I'm an engineer. I live in pivot tables. It's fucking ridiculous.
And it's like when you try to edit a Word document and just everything gets fucked up. You put one thing wrong in the pivot table, and all of a sudden it's crisscrossed. Everything goes to
my
shit.
favorite thing is trying to make my Excel spreadsheets bulletproof. So I literally I make all the equations on one sheet, and then I super hide it through the VB through VB code, and then everybody's like, "But I don't understand. It doesn't show me how you got that number."
You're way more advanced.
Don't fucking worry about it. don't fucking worry about it.
So book number 3, which I'll give an exclusive announcement on here, is titled All In, is coming out on May 5th, 2023.
All in May 5th, 2023. I'm sensing a book that needs to be moved up a little bit. Sorry.
Well, I hope you feel that way after reading Wetwork and you're not like, well, that was shit. I don't want to read anything more by this.
Well, even if it is shit, I'm going to be like, God damn it, that one sucked. But everybody's second one sucks. I need the third one.
Well, actually, 2023 is it's going to be a dual release year. So book number
Dual
3,
release in 2023.
Yeah, so basically it's books 1 through 3, and then I think fucking like 9 or something like that are the modern mercenary thrillers. All the rest of the books in this series are part of the modern mercenary shared world because they follow different characters and groups and things like that. And the first book in the modern mercenary shared world books is going to be coming out on November 17th, 2023.
Nice. Thanksgiving release. Ready for Black Friday. It'll be like a week before Thanksgiving. So yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. I'm gonna take away from my kids' fucking Christmas gifts. Damn it! All right, that's all right. I'll forgive you. I have time to say.
Let's see if you're gonna buy the because the November 17th one will be a lot shorter. It's actually more of a novella than a full on novel. So that one will probably be a couple bucks cheaper for the Kindle version. I'm also doing it where, like, once book 2 comes out, the prices for all the book 1 stuff will drop, with the exception of the audio book because I don't control that one. But it minimizes their profits. But so like once Wetwork comes out, Deception's paperback will drop to like $11.99 or something like that, just to make it more accessible for people who want to get into the series as well. Because I didn't get into this to make money. This is just a hobby for me and a passion project.
Until he makes a bunch of money. And then he got into it to make money because, God damn it, an author can make good money.
An author who gets picked up by an actual publishing house can make good money.
No. You know what? I'm going to disagree with that. Because 2020 was the year for independent artists to come through. Who says 2023 isn't the year for independent authors to come through?
You know what's fucked up?
Independence is a huge fucking deal right now, and people who do things independently can grow massive because it's so accessible online. Right?
Oh, that's the whole reason I went with the indie author route myself. The fucked up thing is Deception was supposed to come out in 2020. But because COVID jacked everything up, the DoD review ended up not being done until January of 2021. I submitted it for review in February of 2020 with the plan of releasing it in like September, October. And yeah, the DoD review, all the little blacked out sections of shit that if you've seen or read Black Hawk Down and or Zero Dark 30, you know everything that's blacked out. I didn't get that back until January 13th, 2021. So it was like, well, shit. All right, I guess this is the year that it finally happens.
Right. So that's another thing that you have to deal with that a lot of authors and artists don't is DoD review. How is that for you, knowing you have to go through DoD review when you're basically making up a fictional story?
Oh, it's the worst part of this whole process. And actually, so fiction writers fall into a weird gray zone. So the whole reason I did it was because I was following Jack Carr's lead, because and if you guys don't know, he's another veteran author, Navy SEAL, wrote a great series. Check that out if you if you want other good things to read after you read my books.
After you read Deception, and don't forget to hit the reminder on Amazon to pick up Wetwork, April 22nd.
April 22nd, 2 weeks from tonight. So that was the whole reason I did it, and then I did it again with Wetwork just because it was like, all right, I got it written. Let me send it off just to make sure. But doing the research into it, you're really only required to do if you're writing nonfiction accounts. So I still haven't decided if I'm gonna submit all in for review or not, because I don't write anything that can jeopardize operational security or personnel security. And for the later books that where I do write about the more sensitive subjects, because like one of the ones I love to censor is Delta Force. There's a Chuck Norris movie called Delta Force, but I can't say it in my books.
Right.
So because of that, for later on in the series, in the shared world part of it, one of them follows a Delta team. So what I did was I created an entirely fictional base. It's nowhere near Fort Bragg, nowhere near where they actually operate or anything like that. And I did that purely so I could be like, even if I write something that might be kind of close to the truth, now it's completely irrelevant because it's in a completely separate part of the country that has nothing to do with Fort Bragg. Right. Same thing with sections that I wrote take place down in Gitmo. I worked down in Guantanamo Bay in 2019 as a contractor. It's not nearly as nefarious or interesting as the media makes it out to be still.
Are you serious? Come on. Black site. Everything's got to be horrible.
Well, so what I did, though, was again, same thing. I invented a completely fictional section of Gitmo that has nothing to do with the actual camps, nothing to do with anything that I actually saw or did down there. Completely separate, removed from reality, to ensure that there was no bleed over that would jeopardize any kind of NDA or anything like that.
So, real quick, Operator Tony says, Zach, how many books are going to be in the series?
Hold on, let me pull up the spreadsheet.
There it is with spreadsheet again.
Because I recently added a new one too. So there's so right now there is 16 total planned. 3 of which are actually prequel novels set during the Cold War.
All right. Right. Wait 1 second. Stop. Real question. Where's the Kermit book? That's a complete inside joke that absolutely nobody here is going to get. And that's okay. Unless they followed Zach James on Instagram, where he commonly goes live with some pretty cool motherfuckers. They drink a little bit too much and talk about stories that don't really gonna get wrote, but they go in great depth. I need the Kermit book. I need to know the end, and there's got to be a fucking sequel because he's alive at the end of it. God damn it, and we all know he's alive.
So the Kermit book is on indefinite holds due to
damn it,
some personality.
Will Smith got a hold of it?
No. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. Due to some personality conflicts within the group, none that include me, but just certain things didn't work out. But I do still have the notes page from the night that we discussed that, and who knows? Maybe I'll write it as a short story.
It's got to be a small graphic novel,
like the old school pulp. Yeah.
Just literally, it'll be like a $600 book by the time you're done because you're gonna be famous and everybody's gonna be like, "Dude, where's that Kermit story?"
Yeah,
I've heard about it. It's this cult classic. It's out there. We just need to know.
Book 16, we find out that Osama bin Laden is actually Hunter Biden's twin brother. Interesting. Well, considering book 16 takes place in when the hell did I write it taking place in? Hold on. That was
book 16 is the prequel to Halo, the TV series.
Well, I've heard horrible things about that. And the things I've
people
seen,
hate it, and this is the thing that people are gonna like. I'm done. I'm turning this shit off. I can't hear it. People hate it. I don't mind it. I've actually watched it. I'm into it, and here's the reason. I never fucking liked the video game.
Oh, see, I love the video games.
So I'm not an Xbox guy. I was always PlayStation. One of my first roommates was Xbox. I mean, he was the type of guy that Halo 2 came out. He took like a week off of fucking work to sit and play that fucking game. I tried once for like 10 hours and I was like, fuck this game. I'm going back to Grand Theft fucking Auto. I'm going to go steal some shit and bang some hookers. Like, you can
So,
fuck around with aliens and play with your little fucking needler. I'm going to go bang some fucking hookers and get my money back.
so I love the Halo games to a point. But I keep seeing clips of the Halo show on YouTube, and I'm drawn to watch them because it's like watching a train wreck or a car crash where it's like so horrible, but you can't help but feel like, oh shit, like keep watching it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and the, I get this. Like, everybody's like, well, it's not true to story. Well, no shit. If it was true to story, you'd know it was gonna happen. Number one. Number two, it's entertainment.
See,
It's not a continuation of the story. This is like a story of Master Chief and some other bullshit. And well, everybody's like, oh, it's all woke and everything like that. Did you pay attention to the fucking game? Yeah, Cortana was a chick. Yeah, the people that were talking to you were females. Why'd they do that? Because most of the guys who were playing fucking Halo didn't fucking know what a female sounded like. Being completely fucking honest.
I guess it's a good thing that those games came out when I was very young.
I'm being honest. Dude, the roommate that I had at the time that was so into Halo, you had to take a week off of vacation. I literally had a party at my house. The point of the party was to get him laid for the first time.
And I'm assuming
For the first time,
when you
and
were in
he was
college.
10 years older than me at the time.
Goodness gracious.
And there were literally girls who were like, dude, he's 30 years old and is a virgin. Like, I'll do him just because of that. and he still did not get it. Just saying. Because he couldn't turn the fucking game off.
Oh, yeah.
I think at the time Halo 3 was out already. It was like consumed his mind. It was either he was playing Halo 3 or he was playing Snood on the fucking computer.
Halo 3. I was in 8th grade when Halo 3 came out.
See, this is where I'm aging myself a little bit, and that's okay. If this camera was higher definition and you can still kind of see it, how gray this fucking beard is ridiculous. Like, Manuel's like, I'm 32. What does that say? It means in 8 years, you're going to be where I am almost.
I didn't know that you were older than me, Manuel. But to answer your question earlier, so the book 16 takes place in 2046.
We exist in 2046? This is great to hear.
Yeah, but actually, so book 16, the main character is the son of another main character from book 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There you go. Now that's a continuation of a story.
Well, and then
Operator Tony says, fuck gray, I got white hairs. I have white hairs too. I'm Irish, so my hair is mostly red. What I say is gray is actually white.
And then those prequel novels, the ones that are set during the Cold War, actually follow from Deception. It follows Alex Foley's dad and Rich Gray, that the old Marine that was sort of like his mentor. It follows them from Vietnam all the way up until the third prequel book ends with the Battle of Tora Bora in 2001.
Martin Kaminsky's been in here a long time tonight. So I will like to say thank you for joining us, Martin Kaminsky. I saw all your comments. I agree with most of them, including the Boba Fett timeline doesn't matter. But again, I'm going to go back to the same thing with Halo. It's entertainment. Sometimes shit doesn't have to make sense. It's just fun to watch. If you forget the timelines and you forget all the canon, then I have a lot more fun with some of the Disney stuff that was put out with that stuff. But he played Halo because it let him have co-op on one TV and he could care less about the story. He just wanted to get drunk with his buddies. I just rather get drunk with my buddies and not try to figure out the difference between X, Y, Z, A, and fucking C and just sit and worry about whether or not I was pushing the triangle, the square, the circle, or the X.
Yeah, the X button was always different on all those controllers.
And it's never ergonomically correct, right? It didn't matter what controller you had. But PlayStation had its guys that stuck with it because it was like, we're used to having our hands like 3 inches apart. We're all the small penis guys. Where the Xbox guys are like, some of these controllers were like 6 to 7 inches wide, and it's like,
Oh yeah, that original one. What was it? They called it the Duke, I think.
yeah,
For the
like,
first
what the fuck is wrong
Xbox.
with you? Why the hell do you need to hold something so goddamn big? Like, you're like the big cock guy, but I play video games all day, so I've never had a woman. Like, Jesus Christ, just get over it. Anyways, sorry, we're going video game, we're going that game, we're doing this.
I'm gonna let you write this ship. I don't know where you want to go from here.
All right, I can transition just about fucking anything. So we're just gonna go ahead and say, you know what? This brand is known for doing some fucked up shit, and Mario the Mechanic Millionaire has been in here long enough, and he has yet to see this.
Penetration! You didn't like that? Oh, what about this? Penetration!
And we're back. See,
we're back.
Perfectly righted ship. This motherfucker is straight up and down. The shipping containers are still where they're supposed to be, and everything you ordered from fucking China is going to get here, including the Zach James book that's printed on demand on April 7th that he's got in his fucking hand today.
Not from China. These are printed in Middletown. What's DE? Delaware?
Yes, Delaware.
Yeah.
Middletown, Delaware. Hey, I'm impressed. You're in the Virginia area to your own profession. As in you professed that, not as in your employment. For those of you who are going to sit here and say he used the wrong word again, a profession is both an employment as well as a statement of truth by an individual. Yes, I know, dumb shit, right?
But correct.
It is. So you got a book that was printed yesterday. In your hand in Delaware yesterday, in the Virginia area today. That's impressive. That's how quick you can get your book. It's probably got like a 2-day delivery on Amazon.
Yes, yeah, because it's print on demand, and then so whatever the closest distribution center is where they'll spool it up, and that's where they shoot it out from.
Very nice. Operator Tony says, Zach, is that my signed copy? I'm pretty sure the bar on it says that is a pre-release advanced reader copy.
Yeah. You know what, man? Hit up my DMs on Instagram, because I have so much going on that I'm kind of scrambled right now. If I owe you and don't abuse this, people, Operator Tony at least sounds familiar. If I owe you a signed copy, hit me up and
Operator Tony hits you up during the panel, I think, and it was kind of one of those nights where everything was going crazy, and then he said that he wanted me to get you his details, and I'm gonna raise my hand and say, Operator Tony, I'm sorry, I never reached out. I have been so fucking slammed too.
But yeah, man,
not because I'm like famous or anything, just because I'm an asshole.
But yeah, here I'll even spell it out. Hit me up at Author Zach James on Instagram. Shoot me your details on a DM, and I'll get you a copy.
Operator Tony's more likely to reach out to you on Facebook, I think. But
yeah,
I tell you what, Operator Tony, I'll hook you guys up. You okay with me giving him your email? He's one of my coolest guys. He's not going to abuse.
Oh yeah. My email. Hell, it's
don't throw it out there.
It's in the context.
Well, that's fine. If anybody wants your email, they gotta buy your book. If you want Zach James's email, you gotta buy his book.
Yeah,
available on Amazon. It comes out Wetwork April 22nd. I'm screwing it up. I'm screwing it up now. I've had it right all night. April 22nd. On Amazon. You can find Deception now. What's interesting, if you literally Google Zach James Wetwork, the first thing that's going to pop up is this live stream, which is fucking ridiculously crazy.
Really?
Because YouTube literally did that to me today. I'm like, wait, what? How am I the first thing that pops up?
Oh, yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
That's fucking awesome. Number 2, you're going to find Zach James Wetwork on Amazon.
All right, Tony, I got that information. Thanks, man.
Yeah. There you go. DM sent. Look at Operator Tony. Do you have an Instagram and you're not fucking following me? What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
No, it's all good. Operator Tony is one of the good guys. He's one of the weird guys, but he's one of the good guys, and he knows that.
I mean, the weird ones always make the best friends. So
He actually handles pretty much all of our vinyl work, which tacticalpineapple.com. You can find anything and everything for Tactical Pineapple. He says, I do follow you. I know you do. I'm just giving you shit. I've got like 658 people who follow me. You're one of the 3 that I know. Luckily for me, and that's on Instagram. On YouTube, I have way more followers and still no few. So Vanessa Kitty says, Mech Warrior. I was the one very good at sniping off one leg on others. So you're the one from the commercials. There's a conversation that's been going on in the chat, and I missed most of it. And I'm guessing I grabbed a comment from the end of it. So, yeah. There's a Gravis joystick console. That's where it started, I think. Best joystick to fly old games with, which means you're going into Mech Warrior. Get it? Got it? Good. I think that's where it started and where it went. Flexing over there. No, I'm not flexing. I don't have shit for followers, guys. And that's okay because I don't need 1 million fucking followers as long as I got you guys. So, and you know what? That sounds cheesy as shit, but it's true. I would rather have 26 guys who come to my fucking live streams, hang out, and have a good time than 1 million fucking followers who I don't fucking know. Plain and simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't do this to make a fucking living because I make a better living as an engineer than I do as a person who does this. Like, I'm doing this shit on free 99. Like, the most expensive thing that I have is this microphone, and it was donated. So thank you to the donator.
There you go.
$79 microphone. That's it. My computer is built off of components I was given for free. And if anybody who actually builds computers saw the inside of that fucker, y'all'd shoot me. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Crazy Eyes says Daddy loves us. I think we had a conversation about that, Crazy Eyes. Don't call me Daddy. Please don't call me Daddy. I got enough kids, and my wife already thinks there's at least 2 or 3 more. I don't need anybody calling me Daddy that doesn't already call me Daddy in my current vicinity. We're good. Okay.
I can't call another grown man daddy.
Oh my God. Unless it's your fucking dad, right?
And even then,
do you really call him Daddy?
I do that. Daddy. I'll do that to fuck with him. That's about it.
Didn't sell enough books this week. I'm just thinking I need to buy some shit.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's my dad, I'm like, hey Pops, what's up?
Pops, old man.
Right. Yeah. Crazy Eyes says Papa Pineapple. No.
I mean, no, Papa
Daddy Pineapple is what my daughter calls me sometimes, which is fucking weird enough. All right. My 4-year-old knows that I am Tactical Pineapple. And she's like, Daddy Pineapple. I'm Princess Pineapple. I'm like, all right, you're Princess fucking Pineapple.
There you go.
Yeah, it's because his wife can't stand talking to him about half the shit I do. That's why I'm here, is what she's saying. Yeah, you can't stand talking to me about pretty much anything I talk about because I got political, right? I mean, everybody who watches my channel knows I get pretty political here. I don't hold any punches, and I don't really care. Like, I've literally had shows taken down for medical misinformation by YouTube that didn't have any medical information in it.
Well, it's because you went against the narrative and against the programming.
But I didn't go against the narrative. The last one was my favorite because I got it like 3:45 in the morning. I got a notification that my stream was taken down for medical misinformation. I'm like, YouTube, you forget I'm an asshole and I'm awake at 4. I'm literally sitting on the crapper going, oh no, you don't. I'm going to fucking review that shit right now. Then I put that shit back on them. And before I got out of the shower, they had reviewed and reversed my dismissal for medical misinformation. I'm like, damn right. We talked about genetics, basic biology taught in grade school, and steroid use and how it affects the genetic makeup of an individual. Kiss my ass. And they're like, you know what? You're right. You were actually talking about something we can't refute. So here you go. Here's your
Wow, good
podcast back.
on you, man. That's awesome that you're
It was
able to
the
get
absolute
it.
fastest I've ever seen YouTube do anything. Like, I've had shit taken down, and then I put a review in, and it's like 6 weeks later, I get a thing going, hey, by the way, we denied it. I'm like, yeah, I figured. It's been 6 fucking weeks. Haven't heard shit.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, all 2 videos that I have on my channel, like, I'm not going to monetize any of my stuff just because, again, I'm not doing this to make money, you know? So it's like, I'll just put it, and also because then if you try to monetize it, and if I want to do like a shooting montage with someone's song on it, it just becomes a whole fucking hullabaloo that I don't feel like dealing with.
Real quick, sorry, not to disconnect that. I get it completely. But Mario goes, hey, I hope that I'll be able to take you to Bad Daddy's Burger and get you the badass burger on the 18th. We'll
A
figure it out.
badass burger from Bad Daddy's Burger, which I have no context for other than reading this, sounds delicious.
It does. It sounds absolutely fucking delicious. And now I know that I'm gonna have to drop the 18 and the 26-year-old off at the fucking hotel and disappear. Like, come on. I've literally got a kid, and it's not an 18-year-old. Like, he's probably at least old enough to drink. He graduated college. I've got to go down to South Carolina. For anybody who's interested, I'm going to be literally in the Duncan, South Carolina area the week of the 18th through the 25th. I'm not going to be available during the day because I actually have a job, and that's why I'm there.
Wild concept.
You know,
Having
it's a concept that's absolutely foreign, especially because here on this channel, for 3 months I was unemployed, which meant I was a full-time YouTuber, which, by the way, doesn't make any fucking money. Because I don't monetize any of my stuff. I've never monetized any of my stuff.
So
I'm
it's
never
just
going to
like what we were
monetize any of
talking
my stuff.
about.
And even if I did, YouTube would not allow me to monetize any of my stuff. But regardless, I should do this. Hey, you know what? We got something we can do. We'll go this here. I'm monetizing my stream. It's brought to you by the Pineapple Express holsters, only available at tacticalpineapple.com/express. Support us if you want to. Get your holster today. It's a universal mount holster. It can do anything you want it to do as long as you can screw it to something that's flat. Because we're using the ELS mounting system from Safariland. It is an equipment locking system, not the holster locking system. This is not meant to be used as a holster that you put on your belt. It is meant to be used as a holster that you put inside of something, in a glove compartment, on a fucking toolbox, someplace that you actually want to mount something that matters. I got one right here underneath the desk. Something over there, just in case somebody decides they want to rob my basement while I'm sitting down here drinking. That being said, get it if you want to. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. $89.95. That's where we start. And anybody who knows how to get to it. It's tacticalpineapple.com/express. That's my holster. We're currently being manufactured to order because they're custom made to each individual pistol, depending on what you want. You fill it out, you put it on there, and the person who's manufacturing it doesn't have a fucking life because he's just like me, except that's all he does is make holsters, because if I made your fucking holsters, you'd probably be pissed off. That being said, the person who does it does a great fucking job, and he will guarantee that they're shipped out within a week, but right now they're shipping within 1 to 3 days. That's impressive for a custom-made fucking holster, and if you don't fucking think so, fuck off. All right, that's my pitch. That's all I got. So, Mr. Zach James, I want you to do a pitch of your own, because sitting in front of you is a book called Wetwork, one that I'm just sitting here seething wanting to read. I so wish I was able to win that competition to get the advanced read on it, because that would have been amazing. But lucky for me, I have a business trip coming up where I'm going to be gone in Duncan, South Carolina. And the 22nd, which is 4 days into that trip, which I'm coming back on the 5th day, it will allow me to download it at least and get me to and through Charlotte Airport back to Wisconsin, where, yes, if I make it back in time, I do plan to have a live stream that Friday night. But I'm flying in literally to Milwaukee, which is an hour and a half drive to where I currently am sitting at 7:15, which means I
Oh, that's gonna
might
be
be
close.
home at 8:45 p.m. on the night that I go to stream. And Mrs. Pineapple may tell you guys that you can kiss the fuck off because she hasn't seen me in a week. So there's a very good chance that a live stream is not going to happen that Friday, and you're just going to have to fucking deal with it. So, just saying. All right, there, move.
So
Words out.
a pitch for Wetwork, huh?
A pitch for Wetwork. And Mrs. Pineapple already said it. You guys aren't getting a live stream that night. She goes, I think we need some time.
Okay, a pitch for Wetwork that doesn't spoil the events of Deception. Wetwork follows two modern mercenaries. One
Wait, do I got to put a banner up that might say potential spoiler alert? There we go. There you go. We're good.
All right. So that's pretty slick how you did it live like that.
Hey, you know what? We're not professional here, but I've got some pretty close to professional tools.
There you go. That's
the
all
fact
that
that
matters.
it's spelled correctly is entirely on me because there is no fucking autocorrect on this shit.
So Wetwork is the direct sequel to the first book in the modern mercenary thriller series, Deception. Picks up 2 months later, following two of our modern mercenaries. It actually follows all three. You know, we'll say that, and it follows Morgan Tyron as he chases fame, adventure, and most importantly, fortune into Africa. He gets a shady business deal, and he packs a bag in an old FAL, and he takes off to follow the footsteps of mercenaries of the past in the Dark Continent. Meanwhile, Alex Foley he's in Manhattan doing some spooky operator-esque things that I can't really talk about because they're directly related to the ending of Deception. So, yeah, that's the pitch for that. I could read the back. I could read the back. Oh, no, I can't actually because it talks about shit I can't talk about.
All right, is the link to the book in the description? No, it's not, but I can actually go out and get it.
Axel Foley. Close. Alex Foley. Foley spelled Foaly. If I ever get this made into a show, I 100% need to make a commercial where it's Axel Foley as a stand-in for a scene.
All right, so guys, right now, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do this. Move tab to new window. We're gonna pull that over there, and we're gonna share it. Add it to the stream. Right now, literally, if you go to Amazon and just type in Zach James, you're gonna get. There's a couple other people who write that are actually pretty close to the same name, but I've never come across them on Amazon. All right. Author Zach James or Zach James, you can go here. You can do the Audible free trial. If you got it, you could do that for $0. And you could be that person who doesn't want to support an independent artist. No shame. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Just saying it's only $14.99 by the fucking paperback. Kindle Unlimited gets it for your $0. You can buy it instantly for $8.99. This is Deception, okay? But if you want to go with the real world, right here, look at. I've been searching. I found it. Wetwork Thrillers Book 2, $8.99 on Kindle. You can buy it. You can do the thing. I'm not actually signed into it because this would be ridiculous if I was signed into it. You'd know my Amazon account, right? But you could click it. You could do whatever. If you were signed in, if I was signed into it, you'd see that I'm just waiting for the day, and it's gonna come, and eventually I'll have it, and it'll be on my iPhone, and then I still got to buy a paperback version and get it in my hands because physical copies matter.
That they most certainly do.
So. If I was a better host, I might have a copy of the other one down here, but
that's all right.
I'm a shitty fucking host.
I grabbed one of the hardback copies from
I don't have a hardback copy. So,
So for those wondering too, so these are actually I just saw Manuel just asked it. So I'm doing a tiered release for all of my books, where the initial release will be the paperback and Kindle version, and then a couple months after that will be the hardback and the Audible version, because the Audible version takes time to produce. So I do not have a solid date on when the audiobook is coming out, but believe you me, there will be plenty of announcements once the ball gets rolling on that.
very good. The goddamn bacon says, true, physical copies don't run out of batteries after all. Plus, hard to ban those. Right.
It's not
Unless they decide to
impossible, but
burn
it's
them.
hard to, and that's why. I mean, that's why in 2020 I went out and I bought physical copies of 1984, Brave New World, Fahrenheit 451. What's the other one? Animal Farm. I always almost say Animal House when I think of
You know
Animal
what? It's
Farm.
not bad. It's not wrong. You're not horrible for saying that.
But I bought them just because I was like, and especially after rereading 1984 and reading Fahrenheit 451 for the first time, I was like, oh, this is topical. I'm gonna hold on to these just in
This
case.
spicy. This spicy right there. No, it's all good. I get it 100%. I have digital media that's not connected to the internet for a reason. So I keep it sidewind. It's sitting in a drawer someplace, completely out of batteries at this point, and then eventually I'll plug it in. I'll do an update, and I'll do something there. But it's all going to be an update that's offline because I don't like fucking people knowing what I have sometimes. So,
Yeah,
it's just the way it is.
digital
So,
freedom is a near impossibility nowadays. But if you
right,
can maintain it, you absolutely should.
absolutely. We are coming up on an hour and 20 minutes. People are starting to drop off because they're lazy and they don't want to hang out with us anymore. I get it. That and it's my kids are still asleep and probably should spend some time with mom before they wake up. You know, that's the way it goes. Give a final plug. I should probably just bring this back up right here. Wetwork, Modern
Yes.
Mercenary Thrillers, book number 2 of 3, as we've learned this evening.
Yes.
The next one's coming out May 5th of 2023, unless we can convince Mr. Zach James here to release it a little bit early, because he did the last one in under 365 days. Maybe the next one needs to be done in 355 days.
Well, you want to know something? His book 3 is already done.
See,
Now
there,
I'm just gonna.
there.
Now I just gotta.
Now we're just going, dude. Seriously, just fucking do it. I understand you got to space it out because you got to make it work.
Yeah, trust me. If I had the
you need to
bandwidth
update
to
your
release
listing, 'cause
one every month,
This should be book 2 of 3.
that will
Now that
that'll
we've
get
learned.
that'll get updated once I finally plug book 3 into
There you go.
the Kindle direct publishing and everything. Trust me, the whole back end process of this is like such a pain in the ass.
Oh, I believe it.
So when I was doing book 1, it doesn't tell you like how you need to format it. So for the margins and the gutter margin in the middle and all that, I'd upload it and be like, it's fucked up. And it'd just be like, you need to adjust it. So it took me like 27 times where I had to go through, adjust it by like a decimal point, re-upload the entire manuscript, which is like a 30-minute process, until it was finally like, oh, you did it. It's such a garbage system that you have to like basically teach yourself. But yes, so for final plugs, book number 2 of my series, Wetwork, is coming out April 22nd on Kindle and paperback. Later in the year will be the hardcover and Audible versions, and be on the lookout for book number 3, May of next year. If you haven't read book number 1 yet, you're going to want to, because while book 2 can stand alone, you're going to understand everything a lot more if you read Deception, because Wetwork is a direct sequel to Deception.
And there you go, folks. Literally, if you want a hardcover book, it's $19.99. Paperback is $14.99. $8.99 on the Kindle price, or if you've got a Kindle Unlimited, it's $0. You got nothing to fucking lose if you're Kindle
And
Unlimited.
if you want to wait until April 22nd, once Wetwork comes out, those prices for Deception will drop a bit too.
Well, then hurry up and get over there now and support Zach James as the author that he is. Get him a little bit of more ching in his pocket, so maybe he doesn't have to work for the government, and then he doesn't have to worry about DOD submittal, and he can actually release when he wants to fucking release.
Oh goodness, that's the dream right there.
All right, folks. Zach, give everybody where you can see you again. I know the
Yep.
Instagram we plugged. Go for it.
So my 99% of my activity is on Instagram, which is at author Zach James. Zach spelled with a C, with an H, as you can see on my screen, because it's the proper way. Because my full name is Zachary. Facebook, Zach James. Look for the artist rendition of me that looks a lot more heroic. There you go. That's the art too, by the wonderfully talented Tio Alex Art. And then on Twitter, it's also just author Zach James. It's the same avatar. I am really not active on there. I'm trying to get better about it. But if you wanna chat, hit me up on Instagram.
All right. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you plugging your book. I appreciate the work that you do because I'm looking forward to it. And for anybody who's not familiar, definitely go check him out. Like you said, on Instagram, he does his thing. But in the real world, he's an author. He writes books.
Yep.
And he also is a nerd like me who likes to do spreadsheets, or at least hates them enough to get paid for them.
Yep.
So
there you go. That is the truth if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, for everybody who's tuned in tonight, I appreciate it. For everybody who's going to tune in the future, you should have come live because then you could have been involved. But hey, to each their own. I get it. Sometimes Friday nights are for fun. So that being said, thanks for stopping by. Have a great fucking weekend. Stay safe. Do what you got to do. And always remember, carry your pistols. Brandon fucking hates them.